Hello and welcome, guys. Leon Street back again. You know what it is, Visionary Marketing Wednesdays. So in today's video, I'm talking about how to attract great clients who become case studies and buy more from you. And if you're a coach or consultant expert, you're in the information transformation game, then this video is for you. And so what I want to say is, as always, remember, if you enjoy the content and you want to get more of it, you want to be notified of all the upcoming things that I put out, then simply make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel and just head on over to leonstreet.com. And if you go to that web address on screen, you will be redirected to my YouTube channel, not to any landing pages or anything like that. You're literally redirected to YouTube. So just go to leonstreet.com/YouTube and hit the subscribe button. Click on the notification bell as well to be notified of all of my upcoming live streams and video uploads. So let's get into this. So today's video is all about qualifying. And what I'll do, I'll just grab a copy of my book as well, More Leads, More Clients, the 10-step marketing manifesto to becoming one of the most valued and highly paid coaches in your industry. And I've got some specific things that I want to pull out of the book as I go through what I've got prepared for you. But if you're looking to attract more qualified clients who become case study clients, you know, those ideal, perfect clients, just give me a yes right now, or give me a thumbs up, or give me a heart if you're watching this live. Whether you're watching on YouTube or whether you're watching on Facebook, which is where we stream out to. So I guess the first thing is, it starts with your message. And this is where a lot of people kind of fall short when it comes to, you know, attracting in their perfect clients. And sometimes it's not even, you know, their fault or even your fault if you're not attracting the right types of clients. And what I find is there's a lot of experts out there, coaches, consultants, and whilst they know in their mind who they want to attract in, they're not actually attracting in their perfect client. And the reason for that is their marketing message doesn't call out specifically their niche, their target audience. And I get it, because, you know, when I was in business, when I first started, I would just try and get business from anybody. I would, you know, whoever would talk about websites and marketing, I'd be like, yeah, I can help you. And I ended up with some good clients, ended up with some pain in the ass clients, and I ended up with some clients I wish I'd never met in this whole wide world. And it all started from the message that I was putting out there, my marketing message. And I guess this is where a lot of people, they go wrong. And this leads me on to another story. I was having a conversation with some of my group coaching clients today. And one of the conversations that I had with one of my clients on my Vortex program was calling out your target audience in your message. And the reason being, I'll give you a quick example. Let's say you target clients or attracting in clients organically on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whichever method you use, even in paid advertising on the main platforms like YouTube, on Facebook, and so on. If you don't call out your target audience, let's say, you know, for instance, you were a plumber and you wanted to target people who had leaky pipes, then obviously in your message, you know, you've got to call out, are you a homeowner with leaks or with a leak problem, or, you know, whatever plumbers do with fixing pipes and water flow, right? If your message didn't have that in, you'd probably either get no response or you wouldn't attract the right people to you. You'd probably attract time wasters, people just looking for information, not really looking to spend money with you. And so that's the first kind of example that I wanted to give you. And now I'm going to kind of reframe it, especially if you're a coach or consultant, is that, let's say you're like a mindset coach. Well, if you deal with, let's say, a specific sector of people, let's say you deal with business owners as an example. Well, in your message, you want to call out a specific type of business owner, the exact niche. So perhaps you want to say, you know, are you an established business owner, 40 to 60, and you've got to the point where you know things need to change, but you're stuck with old habits and you don't know how to get your head in the game and change your mindset so you can start going after what you truly desire. So you see what I did there? All I did was describe perhaps the demographics of the target audience and the problem that, you know, a mindset coach believes that their target audience has. So this is the point that I want to get to, is that you don't attract case study clients in by chance. You attract case study clients in by what message you put out in the first place. It's not about, oh, I attract people in and they can pay me and they can pay really well. That can also be a problem. And there's a short exercise that I have on my Vortex Accelerator program where I give my clients an opportunity to identify their niche. And one of the activities in that is that they have to identify, is that niche a hell yes client? And a hell yeah client is the perfect client that you want to work with. It's the kind of client that you can help. It's the kind of client that you like working with. And it's the kind of client that can actually pay you. And what happens is, if you have chosen, like, let's say you've got 2 or 3 niches and that's the kind of target audience you usually go after, what I get my clients to do is just to pick one, like what's the one hell yeah type of target audience you can go for, because those are the ones that you need your message really focused around. And that's what I find a lot of coaches and experts, they really miss out and they don't start from that place. So what happens next after getting your message right? Well, as I said, do you call out your audience in your message, or do you say, who's looking for X? And you'll just accept anybody. Who's in the market to buy X? And again, you're just looking for anybody. And I think the more you put out kind of, what's the word? If you put out words that are not messages, sorry, that are not specific, the more you attract in people that you truly don't want to work with. Yeah, because it's just odds and ends. You don't know whether they're the right people. You end up getting people who book in calls with you. You show up for calls and you think, what a waste of time that 30 minutes was, that 60 minutes was. Or worst case, if you're the kind of person who doesn't know how to end a call politely very quickly, you could be on the call for 90 to 120 minutes actually just trying to be polite and helping the person, and then finding out actually what a complete waste of time that was. So call out who you are looking to work with in your marketing message. You don't have to be kind of blatant. You can use different things to describe them so they self-identify when they come across your message. It could be the frustrations or fears they're going through specific to a fixed niche. It could be the wants, i.e. the desires, the aspirations of your audience. And the more you use the different, I guess, descriptive words around the problems or the wants that your audience have, the more that that person will see in your message themselves. And that's what you want. You want a person not just to think, oh, you know, that sounds cool or that might be cool, but you want the person to actually say, that's me. That's what's going on right now. I resonate with that. You know, the more a person does that and they go through your content, they go through your marketing messages and they see, you know, your advertising or whatever it is that you're putting out, and they resonate, they connect, that's what you're looking for. So do you call out your audience in your marketing message? The next step is, well, let's say you are calling out the right people, your niche, and you know, they're coming across your content just as you'd like. Well, the next thing is it's going to turn into the process of qualifying. And this is where a lot of people, they kind of miss that step. So you've attracted people in now, but what you've got to do is start the process of qualifying. So usually I've got a diagram on the screen, which you can probably see right now. And it starts from the left, traffic. Yeah. So most people, it's either paid advertising or social media. It could be search engine optimization. You know, let's just call it traffic for the sake of keeping this simple. The next step is where you either get a person to opt in, or you're going to get some type of message or signal where they've either commented on the post, they've directly messaged you, emailed you, whatever it is, right? And at that point, you've now got a lead. Yeah, you have a lead. You haven't qualified anybody or any, you know, approach that process yet to qualify. But the next step, usually for a lot of coaches and experts, is you're going to get a person to book in a call with you, because that call is what's going to allow you to qualify properly, speak to them, find out what problems they have, and whether or not you can help them with your services, because, you know, you'll then be able to determine, does the problem or is the problem that they have actually something I can fix with the services that I offer? And it's that simple. And so you end up with 4 steps: traffic. A person has some type of signal, opt-in, message, or email. They end up then booking in a call after a bit of back and forth communication. And then finally, that sales call, the call that they booked in, is the opportunity you have for the real qualifying, or the second stage qualifying, let's call it. So very simple. You have first, there's a message that you're going to get when it comes to qualifying. Then there is the call to action that the person is booking in. Then you're going to have an initial booking. the qualifying, initial qualifying, and then the second part of qualifying is the actual sales call itself. And so if you're going to attract in case study clients, you probably see that I've highlighted on the screen anyway, and you can probably notice the fact that I'm saying qualifying. This is the key. You know, too many people compromise on who they say that they want to help for the sake of getting paid. They compromise on, you know, what it is that they can offer their target audience just to get some cash in, and, you know, just offer some different products and services. And if you're a kind of startup coach, that's okay, because as a startup coach, you're probably trying to figure things out. You're trying to find your feet. You're trying to figure out what is right for you. You don't completely know, you know, what you're even comfortable in, you know, getting comfortable in your own skin, serving your audience, and you're trying to figure things out. But for those of you established coaches, you know, it's important not to be, I guess, kind of chopping and changing, you know, all the time. What I'd recommend to you is set yourself 90-day goals, 90-day time periods for you to actually analyze and test and roll out marketing tests, get results, and figure out what's working and what's not working. And that will point you more in the direction of where you need to invest your energies and time. So what happens next? Well, it's very simple. Once you've qualified the right people, they don't just turn into case studies, right? The thing that comes next is your promise. And your promise is, when people are buying from you, obviously they're going to buy your offer, the thing that you've put in front of them. But what's really important is that you create an easy path to your promise for your clients, meaning make it easy for your clients to get the end result that you promise. The thing that they say they want, and that you then sell to them, and they say, that's the thing that I'm interested in. I really would like to be part of that. Make it easy for them to get that result. So let me tell you why. You see, your program should make the number one promise, and easy to attain, and should be created with a less is more approach in mind. And so what do I mean by that? It's very simple. Your program should make it easy for that number one promise to happen for your clients, and your programs or your services should be created with a less is more in mind. And I'll tell you why. It's very simple. In this day and age, you know, it's information is not a problem. Information is so abundant. The challenge that people have is being able to attain, i.e. go through the process of transformation to get the result that they've actually come to you for. And the more people that you can get to the end result, i.e. you simplify things and you make it easier for them to get there, the more successful people you're going to get through your program. And people getting, you know, the result that they actually want, and the more success that you get is what allows you to get more case studies. But what tends to happen is most people, they're actually just putting more and more and more into their programs. And I made this mistake as well. I'm not saying like this, like I've never done that, but I learned over time that actually, if you want people to get to the end and get the results that you want, either getting fast results in the first 2 weeks of being on your program, getting, you know, consistent results for the rest of your program, if you're running like an 8-week, 10-week, 12-week program, it doesn't matter. You know, the key is to simplify, and rather than keep putting more things in, what you want to do is strip things out and then go through it mentally, go through it even practically if you need to, just to check, will this, you know, system, this approach, this program that I put together actually deliver what I want my clients to achieve? Yeah. And, you know, that's also a great sign of how you can just start to roll things out. And what I'd say to you is, don't hold back on launching your program or, you know, launching a new campaign just because you're not 100% sure whether or not it will. What you've got to do is hypothetically go through and probably even test 25% of it, 50% of it. You know, you may have even tested more of it on your own with yourself as your own guinea pig, or somebody, you know, past client, existing client, whatever. But you should have a clear idea that the promise that you're offering can be attained through your program, and not like after the 8 weeks, 10 weeks, or 12 weeks that the program has then completed, but actually it can help people. Now, here's the final point of this. You know, like I said, make your program easy for people to attain the promise that you're selling to them. So what's the next step? Well, the thing is, when you make it easy, the case studies they'll come through. You'll get people achieving different results. They'll be closing deals. They'll be achieving whatever the thing is that you've promised them. You know, if it's making a mindset breakthrough, if it's getting out of a toxic relationship or a toxic environment, make it easy for your audience to get there. And now I want to add a caveat. I want to add a disclaimer. Most people who join your coaching programs or your consulting services, not all of them will be successes. Yeah. And so even though you want to create more case studies, not all of them will be successes. And there's going to be different factors, you know, their personal lives, their own bad habits, the reasons or the excuses why they haven't completed what they needed to complete to get to you or to do the things you've asked of them in order for them to move to the next stage and experience the transformation that they've invested in. Like, there are going to be clients that they're just not going to make it. And that's okay as well, guys. But what I've shared with you about the qualifying right from your first marketing message, right the way through to you selling to these people, and then your program making it easy for people to achieve the promise, is what will help you to get more case studies. And that's what you're after. So don't try and rescue everybody. Don't try and be, you know, the hero and say everybody must pass, everybody must get, you know, the end result. Some people are there just for the experience. Yeah, they're not there to achieve the result, even though they want it. They're there just to experience. And it might be that for those people, you know, they finally figured out that what they've gone through is not right for them, or they finally figured out, you know, the path that they've chosen in their business. Well, actually, there's more things they've actually got to build around their own discipline and consistency in order to attain. And so that might help them with some realizations. And there are going to be heaps of other things. People are going to realize that actually, you know, they need to work harder, or they need to put into action more of the things that you've shared with them as part of your actions in your program, yada, yada, yada. So the point that I wanted to add there is simply, not everybody will become a success. Yeah. But you can create more successes from the ones who are your ideal or perfect future client. So when you do get your successes and people come through, your case studies will look like this. You'll get people, you know, sharing print screens that you can use. They'll be sending you messages. They'll be tagging you on posts on social media. Like some clients here, generating 50 leads in 48 hours. Another client generated 18,000 off the back of those. Sorry, same client, 18,000 off the back of those 50 leads. Other clients, $13,000 a day, 10,000 in under 30 days in sales from their online course. Other clients here generating, another client who generated 18,000 from a group coaching program. Health consultant here generating 8,600 plus. Another client here, 3,000 sale, which went on to become £100,000 in 5 months. And none of the clients closing 3,900, 2.5K, 4.5K. Yes, that's what it can look like, guys. And the importance of this is, the more successful people that come through your program who are qualified from the start, you know, like the better you'll do. And the cool thing about capturing case study clients is those case studies, those successes will lead you to capture more of the right types of clients when you share those case studies in your marketing message, across your social platforms, across your paid advertising, and so on and so forth. So for me, guys, pay attention to all these steps that I've just given you. And if you'd like to have more case study clients and you're in a position where you're an established coach or consultant or expert, comment clients below this video, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, and I'll send you more details on how you can attract more case study clients like the clients that I just shared with you a moment ago. So on that note, guys, if you've enjoyed this content, whether you've watched this live or whether you've watched this back on a replay, remember, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just head on over to leonstreet.com/YouTube, and you will simply be redirected to my YouTube channel on YouTube, where you can hit subscribe and click on the notification bell to be notified of all my upcoming live streams and uploads onto the channel. So go do yourself a favor and subscribe to the channel. On that note, guys, thanks for watching today. If you got any questions or anything else that you'd want me to cover or go back over, comment below this video either now or later. And now is a good time, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.